Well, good morning, welcome back. Now today, a hardware upgrade on the big Honda CB1300. We're going to do a Tech Bike Parts fat taper bar conversion. Let's go. This job, whip the mirrors off. Now these mirrors are also available from Tech to go with your fat taper bar conversion. So I'll leave a link to these mirrors in the description along with the range of bars. Now the handlebar grips on this bike, they're heated grips, but only one of them works, and they're worn out anyway, so they're definitely going in the bin. So in that case, we'll just cut them off. Disconnect the brake light like that, and finally take the brake master cylinder off and just let it hang. Right, now at this point you're ready to take the bar out of the grip, and what I mean by that is, as you can see here, I've loosened the clamp that holds the throttle cables, but the cables are never long enough to come clean off the end of the bar. They're always just a bit too short, and you have to strip them out of the clamp. And that is a right old faff. And of course, the minute you put the new bars on, you've got to put the clamp on and reassemble all your throttle cables into the new clamp. Honestly, that's half an hour of your life you don't need to waste, because all you've got to do is loosen that off like it is, take off the two top clamps, release the handlebar, hold onto that and slide the bar straight out of the end. Leave that hanging, go and get your new bar, pick it up and insert your new handlebar into that, and there it is, ready to clamp down, and all that hasn't been disturbed. Saves you loads of time, loads of grief. Simplest way to do it. Now, had we been replacing this handlebar with another 7/8 bar, then that's exactly what I'd do next, but we're not. We're going to fit a pair of these bars, which is 28mm at the clamps. That's where the name Fat Bar comes from, which means changing the clamps. So before I take that off and do all that, there's one job I've got to do with these clamps before I release this handlebar. And they're held in with a central bolt all the way through the middle, and there's nothing that locates them and stops them from spinning. So leave the handlebar in, that holds them in alignment, and then you can crack the bolts underneath and get them loose before you take the bar out. Save having to hold them still with your hand. And now you can take the bars out and slide it out of the switchgear. Okay, with the old clamps out and the yoke ready for its conversion, time to move to the new replacement clamps. And there's a couple of options that Tech will send you with this. I'll show you quickly before we put them on. Now, as you can see, they're the same mechanical principle as the OEM ones, including the offset nature of the pin versus the hole, which means you can move them forwards and backwards for an inch difference in reach. So all the same, except for the pins themselves, which vary from bike to bike. Now on the recent XJR project, when I fitted a set of these, the holes in the top yoke were 10mm holes, and on this Honda, they're 12mm holes. So when you get your Tech Bike Parts handlebar 28mm clamp, it will come to you with a 12mm shaft on the centre pin fitted in the clamps. But as these are a universal upgrade, you can take out the 12mm one and Tech can supply you with a 10mm one to replace it with. You just ask for these when you're ordering your clamps and you can swap them over, so these will fit both 10 or 12mm holes in the yoke. But as the holes in the top yoke of the Honda are 12mm, we'll keep the standard ones that they came with. Let's put them in. I'm just going to show again that these are offset in relation to the pin. So if you look in the top, you can see the pin is offset in relation to the handlebar. So you can have it that way around for a longer reach from the seat, or that way around to bring the bars an inch closer to you. Just personal choice, however you want them. Drop it in, and I'll rotate them so they're forwards because I like a bit of longer reach. They come with a big fat nylock nut, and that ain't coming off. Now Tech do a few options on different reach and angle of handlebars. So I'm just going to try 3 of them on, choose which ones I like the best for comfort. Right. Simple common sense. Just lay them in the clamps. See how you feel. Okay. Better. Right, now once they're fitted, I'm sure you know this, everything should still be reasonably loose, not completely nipped up tight so that things can move around. And they've got to line and straighten everything. So pick fixed points like the top of your fork legs, make sure the bars are straight. Loosen the clamps off, loosen the clamp nuts underneath so everything slops around and moves. Then centralize it dead straight, then do the top clamps up then nip up the bottom clamps, and everything should be dead straight. Then you can set all your other controls like levers, switch gear, mirrors and that afterwards. Right, at this point, obviously, roll it off the lift, do a full lock-to-lock check, make sure that nothing pinches, nothing's caught, you know the stuff. You remind me of it every time, so I thought I'd say it at the end of the video here. Make sure that everything works properly, go and do a test ride, and then make sure all your adjustments are absolutely perfect and how you want them for riding on the road. So there we are, tech bike parts, taper bar conversion. A common thing, done it on loads of different bikes. I think it looks chunky and beefy. It goes with the fat front end, the bits and pieces we did, lower on the forks, all adds to the look. And it's really just aesthetic. The taper bar is really only a practical thing for off-road bikes. They replaced the brace that used to go across. Taper bars are just as strong as a braced bar, but they look a bit neater, all that old stuff. I'm sure you know that. So I'll leave a link to this below in the description. You've got all the calculations on there. Take some measurements on yours. You can work out how you can alter your riding position to best suit yourself. All of the information is there you need. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Take it easy, ride safe. I'll see you next time.